everyone, welcome to Unfiltered Opinions, an initiative by Unacademy. I am Dr. Apala Mishra and I have secured All India Rank 9 in the UPSC CSE 2020 examination. And today I have with myself questions asked by you all, that is the aspirants, and I will take these questions one by one. So let's begin with the first question. So the first question is, what did you learn from your multiple attempts to crack UPSC CSE? So as you all know, this was my third attempt. And to answer this question, I'll make use of an anecdote. We've heard this story of Thomas Alva Edison, that for inventing a light bulb, he had to try 1,000 times. And when a reporter asked him that, why are you still trying even after trying 1,000 times? So he said that I'm 1,000 steps closer to success. So I think my multiple attempts have taught me that success only gets delayed, not denied. So the next question is, how to maintain emotional intelligence as it plays an important part in the preparation? That is actually a very good question because I think the amount of mental toll that this exam takes in us is something that we do not discuss at the beginning of the preparation. So for this, the first thing that you need to do is to have clear goals and set clear targets and choose UPSC if you have real interest in it. Stay dedicated. Take some time off for non-UPSC activities. You can talk to your parents, you can talk to your friends, you can pursue certain hobbies and have a certain breathing space for yourself, and also address any issue that is happening, address your mental health, address your low phases, and remember that these low phases will not be something that will be forever. Coming to the next question, what was your exam day strategy for UPSC CSE prelims? So for the exam day strategy, my only strategy is remaining calm before the exam and focus on having a little mental framework of how you're going to attempt the questions. And since this exam is not something where you can memorize everything, having a calm mental framework helps to solve questions logically. So that is my strategy, remain calm. The next question is, any pros or cons of being from a medical background and appearing for UPSC CSE? So coming from a medical background, I think the biggest pro is that you have a habit of hard work and a habit of reading, since we have to read a lot of thick books for medical. The major con is that we are not in touch with the subjects of humanities or current affairs. So the starting phase becomes a little tedious for medical background students, but I think anything is possible if you dedicate yourself to it. The next question is, how did you start your preparation considering the vast syllabus of UPSC CSE? So in my case, I'll say that my preparation did not start on a very good note as I just jumped into the preparation. But for anyone or for beginners, I'll say the best bet is to start reading NCERTs, get in touch with current affairs, start having a look at newspapers, and also keep your syllabus handy. That is very necessary. Okay, so the next question is, what are the pros and cons of choosing anthropology as an optional subject? Okay, so I think for this you don't have to see the pros and cons of the subject, but you need to see the pros and cons of yourself reading the subject. For me, the pros of choosing anthropology was that I came from a medical background and I had a biology background. So there is a portion in anthropology named physical anthropology that was helpful for me. The second pro was that since I come from a medical background, again, we have a habit of drawing diagrams, such as the diagram of the skull or the jaws or any bio diagram. So I think that worked as a pro for me. So this was a pro for me, not of the subject. And I think the con is that there are very less overlaps between anthropology and general studies syllabus. So that can be said to be a con, but not necessarily for everyone. The next question is, what is the relevance of mock tests and mock analysis? Okay, so talking about mock tests, we can divide it into two parts. The first is attempting the mock test. I think attempting the mock test in itself gives you an idea about how much time you're taking to write the answers, how much accuracy you have, and how tired you're getting after writing the exam. So you get to know yourself better. And the second part is the evaluation and analysis. I think the analysis gives us a proper feedback of whether we're heading in the right direction or not, or if we're just shooting blind bullets. So I think mock tests are very, very necessary for this exam. The next question is, what is your strategy while attempting descriptive papers? So for the GS papers in mains, I think it is very necessary to have a clock or a watch in your hand and keep a little mental framework of the timing of the answers you're writing. And also in your answers, you can include any creativity such as diagrams, flowcharts, or anything. But I think the major focus should be on attempting the paper on time. That was my major focus for all the exams. Okay, now the next question is, what am I not supposed to read for the UPSC CSE exam? Okay, so you're not supposed to read anything other than the basic books. Please keep that in mind. Don't go after material after material. There is an information overload in the market right now. And if you step into the shops, you'll get thousands of materials. But just keep that in mind that the basic books are enough. If there is anything extra that you have to do, then you can add it in your notes, in your online compilation, anything. But stick to your basics. The next question is, what is the ideal note-making strategy for UPSC CSE? So talking about note-making, I am not a person who makes notes, or I actually get very tired when I write notes. So note-making was not for me. But here I'd like to add that I did some smart work here and I made a compilation of value addition notes. That is, I made notebooks for GS 1, 2, 3 and 4 and wrote all the points that can add values to my answers, and those were the notes that I revised even before the exam. So the next question is, what are the ideal resources for strengthening current affairs? The most ideal resource available in the market is the newspaper. It is non-negotiable and you need to read it so that you have the understanding in your brain and you can relate what you're studying on a daily basis. Apart from that, you can supplement it with any current affairs, booklet, magazine, anything supplementary can be added to it along with newspapers. The next question is, on what basis should we choose between IS or IFS as our preference? Okay, so here I'd say the only basis should be your interest and passion. For me, I am highly inclined towards international relations. I really like reading about international affairs, so IFS was the choice for me. So take what you like, don't go behind societal pressures and societal imageries. Just choose what you would like to do for the next 30 years of your life, because this exam can take 3-4 years, a small portion of your life, but the job that you choose would be there for you for the rest of your life. So choose wisely. And the next question is, what was your exam day strategy for UPSC CSE mains? As I said, for the mains exam, the only strategy was that I had to complete the papers on time, and for that I took out my watch and kept it in front of me and just timed my answers like 7 minutes for 10 markers, and I also had my watch 5 minutes ahead of time so that I could complete the papers on time. So finishing the paper on time is the utmost important thing for mains. The next question is, do's and don'ts to be followed while giving your UPSC CSE interview. Okay, so for this you need to understand what are the demands of the interview. So in interview, they are not testing how much of a box of knowledge you have in your brain. They are testing if you are able to present your facts in a polite, humble and a balanced manner. So you need to work on being calm and composed. That is the first do. And the second do is that work on presentation and communication of your answers. And the major don't is that don't get very anxious. Don't start talking very fast and don't start feeling overwhelmed by the interview atmosphere. Just stay confident in yourself. The next strategy is how to understand whether civil services is my cup of tea or not. So I think this is a very good question, and you must ask yourself if you are really interested in doing the job or you are just interested in clearing the exam. There is a huge difference between the two aspects. I, for myself, I really wanted to be a diplomat. I wanted to join the Indian Foreign Services, and this is why I went through this. But if your motive is only clearing this exam, then you might lose confidence or you might have self doubt during the vast and during the lengthy preparation. Other than that, I'll just say that every person is intelligent, and if you are willing to dedicate yourself to the preparation, there is no question of whether you'll get success or not. Just put yourself through it and do the hard work required. The next question is, and the last question is, what was your last 1 month strategy before UPSC CSE prelims? So before 1 month before the prelims is the time when you actually start feeling very anxious. So in the last 1 month, don't read anything new. Just focus on revision, revise, give mock tests, analyze, have a feedback or self-evaluate yourself, and also maintain your calmness, maintain your confidence, because remember that this exam is not testing your rote memory, it is actually testing your application skills or analysis skills. So keep yourself calm so that your brain is running during the exam day. That is all I have to say. So these were all the questions for today. If you have any such more questions, then mention them in the comments below. And also don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you.